This leader is provided to facilitate adjustment of focus. Please be aware there are spoilers contained in this video presentation.
It's time to watch Dark Knight. Big deal in the DC catalog. Ledger's Joker has real bite. Eckhart has some beauty monologues. Alfred is tried and true. It is a full retinue. Nolan sure got this one right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
The Dark Knight was released in 2008, directed by Christopher Nolan. It won for Best Supporting Actor and Sound Editing. It was nominated for cinematography, editing, art direction, makeup, mixing, and visual effects.
Wow, I didn't realize it was so awarded. I was really impressed with it because I only had seen Batman Begins, and then I said, okay, I'll get the trilogy. And then I saw The Dark Knight Rises, and wow, I was actually pretty impressed with that one too. This is a weird one in terms of Christopher Nolan, right? No time travel, no foggy memory where things loop back and forth. It was just a linear story.
I hate to disagree with you, Stuart, but there is time travel. They're all moving forward at the same rate. Thank you, everyone.
I thought my jokes were bad.
You see so many retellings of famous stories where the big villain comes in that first installment.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Where they go straight to the Joker, and that it was pretty inspired to have the Joker be the second villain.
The Heath Ledger Joker was just top notch.
I like this job. I like it.
And it reminds me of, I'm a comic book fan from way back, so there's two of my favorite Joker stories. Batman 251 called Joker's Five-Way Revenge. Neil Adams, Danny O'Neill, that was like the first Batman that I thought they brought back the Joker, and he started to go on that really maniacal, just insane route, in that story. And then The Killing Joke by Brian Ballard. Alan Moore and fantastic art. Those were kind of like the quintessential Joker where they really gave him an edge. And Heath Ledger just kind of rolled with that, it seems like, and knocked it out of the park. Very compelling.
Well, you look nervous. Is it the scars?
It's easy to look back at the situation and be able to see how it all works out. But, Jack Nicholson's Joker was awesome, but it was just a take on Cesar Romero.
Super campy.
Not as campy as Batman and Robin.
It's not even the same sport.
And if you take a look at Nicholson, it's not as campy as Romero.
Right.
Like, it was definitely darker. If you don't have Nicholson, you don't get Christopher Nolan's take.
If you don't have Heath Ledger, you don't have Jared Leto's Joker, which, that was a stinker.
Which I think everybody would have better off with that.
Heath Ledger went more with the Alan Moore take on in the comic books. It is really very dark. His thinking is logical in a way, and yet really twisted.
The story itself, they're doing the Long Halloween parts of it, the creation of Two-Face. To have Two-Face presented in this way as opposed to Tommy Lee Jones is just like, oh my god, you guys, thank you.
I've seen Tommy Lee Jones do some things that I really, really like.
I've seen him do some things that I didn't like. Actually, he was on restriction for about a decade because he was doing too many tracker movies where he's like, I'm a tracker. Burton did the first one, and then he did the second one with the lecherous Danny DeVito Catwoman.
Yeah, and then Joel Schumacher, which he blames Warner Brothers for.
That's never gonna heal if you don't stop picking.
Michael Keaton was the quiet one. Val Kilmer was the sensitive one. George Clooney was the clowny one. And then Ben Affleck, I still haven't figured out which one he was. But Christian Bale was the angry Batman.
Where is he?
Heath Ledger delivers a line at one point where he says,
You complete me.
which is a callback to Jerry Maguire.
You complete me.
The callback and it's meta, but it also really crystallizes his role.
I'm a man of my word.
It also really does tie in because they're very similar in a lot of ways, and just Batman is the yin to his yang.
Oh, I don't think you can say yang on this podcast.
can.
Who was the main actor in Jerry Maguire? Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise's wife was the original Rachel that they switched on us and didn't say a damn thing about.
That was all Scientology stuff. But
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all hush-hush.
We can trust Bruce Wayne.
No, Rachel, come on. I know you're his
Harvey,
friend, but...
trust me. Bruce's penthouse is now the safest place in the city.
Who's a better Alfred than Michael Caine?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
He's the best, but Jeremy Irons is like
Neck and neck.
Even you got too old to die young, and not for lack of trying.
When your Alfred is better than your Batman, that's troubling. Gary Oldman too. I mean,
Batman saved your daddy.
Actually, this time, I saved him.
if you've got to have a couple people, why don't we throw in Michael Caine and Gary Oldman, along with Heath Ledger and Morgan Freeman?
Good luck.
You want to talk about a lot of talent all put right together.
If you take a look at DC, I think they kind of fell down because Nolan and Marvel made it look so easy to make these blockbuster, like, huge franchises, but they just missed a key element to it.
Well, and I think one thing with the DC is Warner Brothers is really bad about getting in everyone's business with everything.
What DC Universe is missing is a Kevin Feige, really the driver behind that whole concept. DC, they thought Snyder was going to be that guy, and it was like, nah, not going to work out.
Well, and they don't like his vision either.
How about how they had a great Wonder Woman movie and then shanked it right into the woods?
I was very sad about that. I think DC can still claim the best female lead superhero movie.
But we digress.
Never worry about that on the OokTown podcast.
It's everyone's job to keep us on topic.
Davis, I got space. Bring him out.
The Joker shoots a cop in the hospital.
Man, we're gonna have to move him now.
The cop is one of the assassins from Grosse Pointe.
Oh, nice!
The kid that's on the fire escape in the first one,
The other kids won't believe me.
is King Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Oh, look at that.
And I was just like, God, that kid looks familiar, man.
All I noticed was that Weird Science was the TV reporter.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Weird Science was it? What?
Anthony Michael Hall, who's in Weird Science.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no ukuleles in this movie. I could see the bat uke.
Have you ever seen Lego Batman? He gets out this guitar and just rocks death metal.
I just got an Inya in black. It's pretty close to a bat uke.
3.5 ukes. I think it's hitting on all cylinders. The acting, the production is great. It's shot really well. The lighting on it is really, really good. Such a cast of characters, and to really get that Frank Miller gritty feeling, 3.5 all day long.
I mean, I think it's a 3, maybe a little over a 3. I really enjoyed it. And I have to tell you the truth, I like the Dark Knight Rises a little bit better.
I think that I would give it 4 ukes just because I think this is a solid movie. I think the performances are just breathtaking. I feel like he was finding his footing in the first one. This one is super strong, and I feel like you really miss Ledger in the third one. There's definitely a piece missing for me in the third one. So yeah, I would go the full Monty with the 4.
I would give it 3.5. I would say it's the home run that it needed to be. When I look at the other two, the first one was far beyond everything that had been there. The third one, I would agree, it's missing something. But no, it's a solid movie.
It's over!